Hi! Welcome to our living room. It is time for the 12th installment.
Cinderella.
Finally, we're back at another princess, back into Plotland.
Yay!
It did seem like a bit of tough slogging through all of the compilation videos.
It's like we've just emerged from the long, dark tunnel of strangeness.
But now we can kind of get back to
The classics.
what you really think of when you think of a Disney movie. You know, when you say a Disney movie, I bet Cinderella comes to a lot of people's minds. So I take it all of us here have seen Cinderella, right?
I don't think I've seen Cinderella all the way through. When you're a dad and there's a princess movie going on, you generally don't just sit and watch the whole thing. You know, so usually I just listen to it and do other more manly things. Funny thing about Cinderella, though, is I think it could be termed the movie that saved Disney. Because at this point, it was released in 1950. The Walt Disney Company was about $4 million in debt. And in 1950, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Cinderella cost him $3 million to make.
Oh my goodness.
And so if he didn't make money on this movie, then the Disney studios would be no more. But fortunately, Disney obviously found a formula that worked, because this was enough to help them turn the corner and get into a new age of Disney movies with plots. And we're all very thankful for that. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch Cinderella. My heart is warm within me. So we've got some artwork.
I drew and kind of modernized Cinderella in her casual attire and her fancy attire.
It's interesting because as we watch these movies kind of more with a critical eye, I'm picking up more details and things that I'm enjoying or not enjoying. And one of the things I really enjoyed in this movie was the voice acting of the evil stepmother.
It seems we have time on our hands. But I was only trying to...
Silence!
Whoever played her did an amazing job of having that kind of cultured refinement in her voice and yet just plain old nastiness. And she had some really great mom moments that I could relate to. Like when the stepdaughters were arguing and she was trying to like be polite in front of other people and she was like, girls, girls. And then she shot him the death glare. Just like me.
Cinderella, she's a lovely girl. I liked her a lot. I loved her character and how she was kind, even though she had every right to just complain and
Have
say my
courage
life
and be
sucks.
kind.
But she had a little sass in her too.
That's
I
true.
love that. She had a little bit of sarcasm, which you never see in any other Disney princesses.
I'm sorry if your highness objects to an early breakfast.
So, a weird thing about this movie, which kind of revolves around Cinderella's feet, she has no toes. Like, there's this shot of her putting on her slippers, and it's like, ah, my gosh, you have Barbie feet!
Cinderella
Well,
has no toes.
The actual fairy tale, like the stepsisters died because they cut off their toes to make their feet fit in the slipper.
Yeah, that's
In the
really disturbing.
original- And also I really liked the mice.
Yeah, they were so cute.
Really, the mice is a totally secondary storyline. Obviously, it wouldn't have been in the original fairy tale, and so
Probably takes up more runtime in the movie than Cinderella does.
I remember the mice being kind of annoying.
okay.
But this
Don't
time,
make fun of Gus.
but this time around, we watched it with subtitles, and you could actually tell what the mice were saying, and it was actually very, very helpful. So that made me enjoy the mice a lot more.
I really think Cinderella's the best movie we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out if it's the most Disney movie we've seen so far. So far, Snow White is in the top with 9.5 Disney points out of 14.
But I mean, now we have another princess in the running.
It's true, yeah. So Cinderella and Snow White are in the ring, and they're going to duke it out for who's more Disney. To the chart!
The kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kissed right at the end in their pretty carriage and their wedding outfits.
Yep, you had to wait for the last 5 seconds of the movie, but it was there.
He almost kissed her like, an hour after meeting her in the garden.
Oh my goodness.
Girls, if some guy just asks you to dance once and then wants to go for a walk with you alone in the dark with no one else around, I'm suspicious.
And then sings a romantic duet with you.
Oh yes, romantic duet, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Finally!
Finally.
12 movies in, and our first duet, we get to check it off.
Yeah. Hit song.
Yeah, there's some memorable songs in here. Apparently, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo became a hit single on 4 occasions, including a cover version recorded by Perry Como and the Fontaine sisters.
Witchy villain.
Did we have a witchy villain?
There wasn't really any witchcraft.
There was magic, there was a fairy godmother, but she
Yeah.
definitely wasn't a villain.
No witchy villain in Cinderella.
Ugly villain. We literally have ugly stepsisters that
Yeah.
are main antagonists.
That's their name.
Yeah,
think
it's
that might
interesting
count.
though because the stepmother is the one that calls all the shots and makes all the evil plans, and she uses her own daughters to mistreat Cinderella.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they seem to really enjoy it.
Yeah, but they're just manipulated into doing it. I really don't think that they were the villains. I think the stepmother was the villain, and she wasn't very ugly.
And we could also talk about Lucifer the cat.
Yeah, he was the villain to the mice for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
So, maybe we could give half a point to the stepsisters for being ugly and half a point to Lucifer and
Yeah.
add it up to 1 point.
Okay.
Does that sound good? Okay. What does Disney have against cats? Poor Lucifer. I think we're going to see this as we go forward, that a lot of the cats portrayed in Disney movies are really mean and spiteful and nasty little creatures.
The only movie I can think of that doesn't hate on cats is The Aristocats.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Death by Falling.
Well-
Yeah, Lucifer falls off the tower and he died.
I'm not convinced he died.
Well, they didn't show him hitting the ground, which
Yeah.
is probably a good thing. Cats always land on their feet, but this was like 3 stories up, so he
Yeah.
might have landed on his feet and his face.
I feel like if they want to show him landing on his feet to prove that, yes, he did live, don't worry kids, it's fine, then they do that. But the fact that they didn't show it and they just cut before he hit the ground makes me think that they just want to avoid showing a gruesome death, but still showing that, yes, he's gone.
I think that's the reason Death by Falling is in there so often, because they don't want to show the gruesome deaths.
Yeah.
And
it's-
so you just see them falling into oblivion, and you assume, well, that cat's a goner.
Oh, I'm still a little ambiguous on this one. Sorry, guys. I believe that Lucifer may have survived that fall, and in fact, in the release to DVD Cinderella sequels, Lucifer did in fact survive.
Wow.
So,
I vote no.
I think we should
I
give it a half
vote
mark.
yes.
Like presumed death by falling should get a half mark. I agree.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay, half a point for Death by Falling. There we go.
So, alcohol.
No.
We had smoking.
Yes.
Lots of
I feel like
cigars.
there should be alcohol.
No. I don't believe there's alcohol, and maybe that was because the ball was one for young maidens.
Nobody spiked the punch. All right, no alcohol in Cinderella.
Missing parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a few. Cinderella's an orphan. She has an evil stepmother, but that doesn't count. And also the prince, he appears to be missing his mother.
Yep, there's no queen mentioned ever.
No parents for Cinderella. Dad with a stash.
Yep.
I think this is one of the classic Disney dad stashes.
Yep.
He's got that great, white thing hanging
Yeah.
off his lip.
In fact, is he kind of one of the first Disney dads that all look identical?
Yeah, I think
I
we're
believe
starting
so.
the trend here. So he's kind of round, he's got the stash, he's a bit of a buffoon.
He's got that white hair.
So I think we're going to see more of this character type from here on in.
Talking animals.
Yep.
Yeah, talking in mouse-ese, which was actually English.
Unlikely partnership. Stop trying.
Yeah.
No, not partnership. Why did we pick this as a Disney
I don't know.
criteria?
It's
You know what we should have picked, actually? We should have put in here the Goofy Scream. Because that happened.
Like the welcome scream of Disney movies.
It is, yeah. It was in there. I think this is the second one that we've heard, right? So there was a Goofy Scream in this one, which is very exciting. But still, no unlikely partnerships.
Hit a Mickey.
Yep. There was that big one in the bubbles.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was the most obvious one we've seen yet.
That makes me wonder if that scene was the one that started the whole hidden Mickey thing. Because it was really obvious that it was a Mickey shape. These were actually singing bubbles this time, which was nice. Cinderella harmonized with herself, and apparently that was groundbreaking for Cinderella. They recorded her on a second and third track harmonizing with herself, and that wasn't done at the time, and it was kind of groundbreaking, and now, you know, artists do it all the time. They harmonize with
I have
themselves.
an app that does that.
It was probably iWorks. I just want to say iWorks.
The book intro.
Oh yeah.
You have a nice shiny gold book. Ooh. Resurrection.
Well, you know, if Lucifer died and then he got resurrected in a sequel.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Don't
It's
think
not
that
in this
counts.
Alright, fine.
Alright.
No resurrection then. Cinderella's Disney score out of 14 is...
A 9.5.
Woo!
Nice.
9.5 out of
Nice.
14. So Cinderella and Snow White stepped into the ring and they slugged it out. And it's a tie. A tie for first place. Cinderella's up there as one of the most Disney movies yet.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Me neither.
So if you enjoyed this episode of From the Disney Couch, leave us a thumbs up or comment anything you'd like to tell us about Cinderella in the comments below. Check out our links at the end of this episode, and coming up next time is...
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, I don't think I'll like that one.
We're going down the rabbit hole, except without Morpheus.
Anyway, till next time from the Disney Couch. Bye!
Bye!
Now, can you watch the bonus features?
I like bonus features.
Me too.
Okay.
So coming up next time from the Disney Couch is what movie?
Let me check.
It's either Peter Pan. Oh wait, I've got it on the list.
Let me consult my spreadsheet.
Oh.